Hey, Full Hills, what's up, guys? So this is our pre-tournament video that we do before each event. And I will say I'm pre-recording this, but you can still comment down in the post on Facebook, just like if you were watching a live video. And we can have a conversation or shoot the breeze or whatever through the comments in the Facebook post. And any questions you want to ask or something you want to put out there to the guys maybe watching this, feel free to do that, or you can hit me up through Messenger directly, or my phone number is on the Tourney X website in the description. But we're just going to run down the usual stuff, talk about tournament times, and I wanted to touch base on one thing I'd like for you guys to look for this weekend. So I looked at my weather app before I got on here and made this little video here, and it looks like there's possibility of a slight chance of showers. That has improved since earlier in the week when it looked like there was going to be, maybe some type of a front moving in. But as of right now, as of 8:20 on Thursday night, my weather app says 5 to 10 mile an hour winds with the possible chance of a slight shower. So looks like the weather's going to play ball with us this weekend, and it looks like it's going to be nice. Temperatures in the 70s, and looking like it's going to shape up to be a good weekend to come fish. So I'm excited about that. No crazy thunderstorms. Seems like that's plagued us a few times this year. But everything looks good weather-wise, and going to be a beautiful day temperature-wise on Saturday. Went to Lake James yesterday. Went to Kerr Scott last weekend, and both of those lakes, the water temperature was just under 80 degrees. And I will say that I seen some big fish at both lakes. I wouldn't say that I caught them, but I did see some big fish swimming around. And September is always a good time to catch your PB and catch a big limit. Last year at this event in September, I think it was on September the 17th, Steve Simpson put up the biggest fish that's ever come across the board in a Foothills tournament. I think that fish was 21 and a half inches. And, you guys definitely have the opportunity to catch that or better this weekend. As you've seen in the little introduction video there, this is the Reservoir Battle. It's become definitely one of my favorite events. We fish it twice a year. We fish it in the spring, sort of at the end of the spawn, which is a good time in May, or in late April, which is a good time. And then we fish it again in the fall, which is a good time to catch those fish transitioning into their fall patterns. But this event, like I said, has become one of my favorite events. It's something I look forward to, pitting the headwaters of the Yadkin against the headwaters of the Catawba Chain. Really, Kerr Scott, largemouth bass. There's a few spots. It's a predominantly largemouth lake against Lake James. Lake James has all three species, some big smallies, and some big largemouth too. This event was won last year by Kinley, and Kinley caught largemouth bass, put up almost a 50-inch bag last September in this event. So again, looking forward to the Reservoir Battle. This will be the second round of the 2023 season, and as you see, Lake James is still winning the battle between these two reservoirs. Lake James has brought us two winners, and back in the spring, B put up a 58.5-inch bag, which is a huge bag. I mean, we're a 3-fish limit club, so what's that work out to? A 19.75 average for 3 fish. These lakes can produce some big fish, and again, I'm excited for this event this weekend. We'll run down the tournament times, and then just one thing that I want you guys to be on the lookout for. This weekend, we've decided again that we're going to do lines in and launch at the same time, and just take advantage of that morning bite and give you guys an extra half hour to fish. I've come to the conclusion that, you're on the water anyway. why not be able to fish? So 8.5 hour tournament, lines in and launch both at the same time. And we're going to keep that at 6 o'clock. And that's in your Tournament X or Tourney X description in the app. So 6 o'clock this Saturday, lines in and launch both at the same time. Make sure you check in at the ramp that you were launching from. You guys have done this enough to know that that's something that you must do, that is required. If I see that you're submitting fish and you hadn't checked in, I'm going to have to hurt your feelings and tell you you're going to have to go back to the ramp and your fish ain't going to count. So make sure you check in at the ramp. When you get to the parking lot, just go ahead and go over to the app, check in, get your ID code. ID code will actually be released at like 1 o'clock Saturday morning. So that'll be there for you. 6 o'clock launching lines in, lines out at 2:31. If you take a photo of your fish at 2:30, that fish will still count. When the clock strikes 2:31, that fish will not be scored anymore, and your 8.5 hour tournament will be over. I am going to allow photos to be submitted and uploaded to the app until 4 o'clock. I know that sometimes these lakes service can be spotty at both Kerscott and Lake James. At both these lakes over the past week, sometimes I had 4 bars and sometimes I had 1. So, we're going to give you an extra hour and a half to upload your photos to the Tourney X app. So take advantage of that if you need to. Manage your catch. Make sure you're submitting us the best pictures that you have, that you caught that day. So the one thing I wanted to touch base on is something we ran into at the last tournament, and it's really maybe the first time that we've ever had an issue with a fish having a bad eye. And luckily, Cameron, it was one of his fish, and he was our leader. He ended up winning the tournament, but he had a fish that had almost no eye. It was cloudy and it was flat. It looked like that fish's eye was, there was a problem with its eye. It looked horrible, and we caught it. Thanks to an angler pointing it out to me. And luckily we were able to reach out to Cameron, and Cameron knew enough about these tournaments to take a video of that fish because it had a bad eye. And really that saved Cameron a win. He maybe would have had another fish to upload and maybe would have, stayed in one of the money spots with his other fish if he wouldn't have had a video, but he did. He had a video of him releasing that fish, and I could clearly see. That's another thing. Make sure that I can tell that that's the fish. Don't just stick it in the water and release it. Video that fish's bad eye, twirl him around so we can see that that was the fish that you placed on the board that had a problem, and then put him in the water and release him and let us see him swimming away. And then there'll be no issue. But I just wanted to mention that. Like I said, a lot of you guys have been doing this for a while and know that that's something you need to do. But if your fish has got a bad eye, if he looks sick, take a video of that fish swimming away so we don't have to penalize you, or hurts my feelings just as much as it would you to penalize some of you guys. But just if you would do that for me this weekend. Here is our AOI standings after 6 events, and Mr. Austin Vang has led since the beginning of the season. Since event 1, Austin's been at the top. Lou's been in second since the first event of the season. And we've had a few guys sort of switch around and jostle spots there. David and Jacob, Chris, John, Caleb. These guys have been up and down in the top 10 there. But Austin, leading from the beginning, hoping to hang on to that top spot here in this next event. And we got one more after this, and then the AOI will be decided. But I've been looking at this stuff. I really been looking at it for myself to see what I need to do in these next 2 events to have a shot to make it into the TOC. And I hope you guys have too. You need to know what kind of limit do you need to put up? What event do you need to get rid of? There's going to be some major shaking up again here as we go into event number 7 here. So we talked about it before, but you see Austin there is in yellow, B's in yellow, Ped and Mike, they're both in yellow. The yellow signifies those individuals who have won events. So these guys, if they fish 5 events minimum or sign up for 5 events minimum, then these guys will automatically go into the TOC. And we said if any of these anglers are in the top 10, any winners that are in the top 10, then we're going to roll down that many spots. So right now, with B and Austin being in the top 10, we're going to roll down to the 11th and 12th spot. And then, like we said, that could change. B could fall out of the top 10, and we're only going to roll down 1 spot. We're only going to roll down as many spots as there are winners who have already punched their ticket into the TOC through a win that are in the top 10. So just say it into tonight, we'd have 2 extra spots, 11th and 12th, and then we'd pull in Ped and Mike Barnes. So, our TOC would be 14 anglers. So it's not a huge TOC number-wise of anglers. So, and there's going to be over $3,000 on the line for this one tournament. So it's going to be a fun event, and you're really going to have a shot. You're not going to be fishing against 20 or 30 guys. I mean, at most you're going to be fishing against 16 if we end up rolling down some more spots. But this is where it stands of right now. Like I said, I kind of know, obviously I'd like to get a win at one of these last 2 events. But I feel like for me, just telling it like it is, I need 45 inches. I need 45 inches in event 7, and I need 45 inches in event 8 to even have a shot. A couple of these guys, a couple of these dudes, if you look in the AOI standings, I'll just go ahead and say it, Ryan, Alex, and there may be another one too. These guys only got 4 events in, and they're up there in the AOI standings. So, there's a good chance that these 2 individuals this weekend could bump, some of us that are at the bottom of the list there, because they're gonna punch their numbers in for their 5th event this year. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, kind of get a feel for what you need to put up. I mean, I say for anybody, 45 inches, that's pretty good. I mean, in the fall, I mean, that's pretty good. And I looked at it, like I said, I've been looking at it and looking at who could catch Austin. There is at least one angler who has a real shot to catch Austin for the AOI title this year. And I'm not going to mention his name. You can look at it and you can see it for yourself, but this guy's got a real shot to catch him. It's Austin's AOI to lose at this point. If Austin can improve that 48 there at this next event, he's almost going to put it out of reach. But there is one individual who has a real shot, and then there's 2, 3, maybe 4 other guys, depending on how Austin does. I mean, they could have a shot at catching him if they end up putting up 50+ inch bags. But it's going to be interesting coming down here to the wire in these last 2 events. We got this one on the 23rd, and then October the 7th is our last event, and the AOI will be decided at that point. I got all your AOI prizes for that winner, whoever he is. I got your boat, I got your black pack, I got your fishing rod, I got your baits. So all that stuff is set up and ready for you to take it home, whoever it may be. But that's pretty much it, guys. I want to look at this just for a second with you, just to kind of show you a few things, where we all stood, and give you some incentive to look at it for yourself. And so I'm looking forward to this event this weekend. We got this one and we got one more, And after the one on Lake Norman on October the 7th, we are 100% going to have a meetup at the Pinnacle Boat Ramp, and just kind of culminate the season there. I got a bunch of extra prizes. All the stuff that I haven't given away this year, I'm going to unload it at that event on October the 7th at the Pinnacle Boat Ramp. So if you could, please try to come out and hang out with us for a little while. Some of your sponsors are going to be there, and it'd be cool if you guys could make the time to come by there and talk to them and talk to us, and we'll just have a nice little hour and a half hanging out together after the October event. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you on the other side. I will do a post-tournament video Saturday night by 6 o'clock. I should have everything. The standings should be made official. And by 9 o'clock on Saturday night, that's enough time, I feel like, for if there's any protest that we need to deal with, that we can sort those things out. So by 9 o'clock Saturday afternoon, I will pay all the winners through PayPal. I'll let you know if that is you. Hopefully it is. And that's pretty much it, guys. We'll see you maybe at the event, but if not, I'll see you in the post-tournament video Saturday afternoon. And y'all have a great night and a good Friday, and we will see you Saturday afternoon. Good luck, everybody, this weekend. Appreciate all y'all.